Hey, it's Paul Tobey here from Jazzmentl. Thanks for hanging out. We're having a little bit of wine and playing the piano. We're making our way through the tune Santa Claus is Coming to Town. We did the A section in the last video, and this time we're going to tackle the B section. The reason why you want to watch this video is because there's some good chords in here. I've actually put the chord voicings in the sheet music, which you can download. There's a link to it below, so you can go and do that. And I'm going to discuss these chord symbols, why you need them, why they're good for you, and we're going to get started right now. And then a little bit later on, I'm going to play the tune for you so you can see the chords in action with the bass and drums. Okay, let's dive in and get started. We went through the A section in the last tutorial, which was like this. So you can hear with your ears that those chords are a lot richer than, of course, the way the tune was originally written, and that's really the whole point of jazz. So in this tutorial, we're going to continue on where we left off. We're going to do the second ending, which leads us to the F minor chord. Now that's a pretty standard progression in jazz, and I want to talk about that a little bit. So let me take a screenshot, and we'll do a little bit of writing on the screen, where we ended off on the B flat chord, and now what we want to do is we want to make our way to this destination chord, which is 2 minor 7. And the way we do that in jazz is we do 1, 4, 3, 6. And again, that's something that is quite common in jazz. I didn't know that for many years, but you start listening to the way people do turnarounds, and this is a turnaround not going back to 1, but going to 2. So it's 1, 4, 3, 6, like this. And that's a great way to get to your destination chord. Now, you could just play the 3 and 6. So from B flat, but it's really missing that transition chord, which is the A flat 13 chord. And I really want you to take a close look at that chord because it is in fourths. So you've got the tritone in the bottom, which is the F sharp and the C, and then you've got your F on top, which is the 13th. And then over the bass note, which is G sharp or A flat. So. Now, the G minor 7th chord is pretty standard. You've got just the 9th, the 3rd, and the 5th. Together in a cluster. That's, again, a great way to voice chords, those little clusters. And then you've got this F sharp 7, sharp 11 chord, which is really C7, but you're using the tritone substitution, change the bass note to F sharp. So C7 would be from C7 flat 9 to F minor. In this case, we're going half tone above, which is the tritone substitution. So again, you've got 1 and 7 in the left hand, and in the right hand, you've got the upper structure triad, which is just an A flat triad in root position. Great sounding chord. So let's play that turnaround from the B flat major 7. Okay. And now we're heading into the F minor chord, and we're starting to play the melody in just single notes. Now, the interesting thing I want to point out here is this note is an A natural for a B7 chord, which is obviously that 7th is an A flat. So why put an A natural in there? Because it's the melody. So you have to kind of skirt around that. What I would suggest is you don't necessarily play the tritone in the left hand with that A flat because you got a flat 9. They're really harsh sounding chords. So what you want to do is maybe move that left hand over a little bit so that you're playing it after the note like this. Which kind of like moves it through without that flat 9 happening, which is really dissonant. So. Neat chord there where you've got a 4th here and a 5th there. Now here it happens again where you've got a B natural where C7 is again, that's a B flat. The 7th of the C7 chord is a B flat. So there's a B natural in the melody. Sounds really harsh, so don't play those together. The other way to cover up melody notes like that is to play a lot of notes, like this. Like play this whole cluster. It's not the way that I wrote it. I just wrote the tritone in the left hand, but again, it's up to you what you want to do there, but it's kind of like a guide when I write out pieces of music like this. I think the voicings are good. It's just you have to move them a little bit, maybe add a note here or there. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That's just an A half diminished 7th chord in 2nd position. Here's root position, 2nd position. Okay? And then this is really cool, this part that's coming up here. So I want to explain what's going on there. Let's grab something to write with. Okay, so here it's just a 2-5 of F major. And then it's going to 3, 6, 2, 5, but instead of 6, we're using the tritone substitution, which is D flat. And then instead of 5, we're using the tritone substitution, which is B7. So beautiful sounding turnaround there. Now you can apply that turnaround to any 3, 6, 2, 5 at the end of any tune that's in the real book. It just works really well. And if you listen to the recording that I'm about to do, you'll hear it throughout that recording. So let's go back and just play that section again, right from the turnaround, 2 bars before B. So. Okay, that covers the B section. Again, we covered the A section in the first tutorial. So now what I'm going to do is let me play the tune for you through in its entirety. I'm going to play the head once and then a chorus of solo and out. And so try to listen carefully to some of the changes that I'm doing. A lot of the voicings that are in this recording are the ones that I've written here for you. So it's a great way to teach yourself how to do voicings on the piano for jazz chords as rich as these ones. Okay, let me play it for you and then I'll come back and we'll say goodbye and I'll tell you what's coming up next. All right, so there's the recording of Santa Claus is Coming to Town as a jazz ballad. A lot of fun to play, lots of rich chords there to learn. In our next tutorial, which I'm going to put a link to right here at the end, we're going to talk about soloing, which you probably heard if you listened to the entire recording. And some of those strategies we're going to talk about in the next video because, again, as a jazz player, you never run out of things to learn. Thanks for your time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and, think about subscribing to the channel. We could use a few more subscribers just like you. Thanks for your time.